Hello everyone, you're now with me for TVS News at 5. Let's moving on to the news. Excise duty for electronic cigarette devices, non-electronic cigarette devices, as well as electronic cigarettes and vape gel or juices, including non-nicotine types, will be imposed during importation, with exceptions given to local manufacturers.
Royal Malaysian Customs Department Director General Datuk Seri Abdul Latif Abdul Qadir said local manufacturers would be licensed under Section 20 of the Excise Act 1976 with a license payment of RM4,800 a year, while warehouse license fees under Section 25 of the same Act was RM2,400 a year, he said in a statement on Tuesday. Local manufacturers have to apply at the respective zone or state customs department offices where the factory or warehouse is located before December 15, 2020. License holders are required to comply with licensing guidelines and to attach a bank guarantee to secure the duty or tax. He added the documents required for application include an application letter for the excise license, Customs Form Number 1. Business or company registration certificate under the Companies Commission of Malaysia or the local authorities for Sabah, Sarawak and Federal Territory of Labuan, raw ingredients list, finished products list, manufacturing flow chart, annual manufacturing capacity and acknowledgement of nicotine content in liquid or gel.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, issued a briefing document Tuesday saying the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine is safe and effective, raising expectation the regulator is poised to grant emergency approval. As such, an independent committee advising the FDA will meet Thursday on the matter, after Britain became the first country to approve the vaccine last week. Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah said the ministry has no direct information on whether there have been any problems in the supply of the vaccine as reported by a foreign media agency. Dr. Noor Hisham was commenting on a Reuters report on December 4th, which, among others, said that the pharmaceutical company may not be able to meet its production target for the vaccine for 2020 due to a lack of raw materials. He said it was the NPRA's responsibility to ensure all products go through the evaluation and testing process based on the principles of quality, safety and effectiveness. Apart from that, he said NPRA also ensures that the quality, safety and effectiveness of vaccines and registered medicines are always guaranteed through the Quality Product Monitoring Program and pharmacovigilance. Malaysia needs to have the ability to develop its own vaccines in the future to reduce its dependency on other nations in the event of another pandemic. According to an expert in the field said, although the country had many experts who could conduct research on vaccine development, they could not pursue the matter due to technological constraints and high costs involved.
University of Malaya's UM's Tropical Infectious Diseases Research and Education Centre, TIDREC, Director Professor Dr. Sazali Abu Bakar said the COVID-19 vaccine, for example, could now be developed in less than a year using the latest technology compared to the older ones which took 8 to 15 years.
Kos membangunkan vaksin jangka pendeknya adalah tinggi. Sebab seperti saya katakan, kalau kita menggunakan teknologi lama itu akan mengambil 8 hingga 15 tahun. Jadi jangka masa yang lama. Jadi jika kita nak berkecimpung dalam teknologi yang terkini, kita terpaksa mengeluarkan wang yang tinggi juga, belanja yang tinggi.
He said this when appearing on the Ruang Bicara program by Bernama TV on Tuesday. Dr. Sazali said he believed, however, that if the country could develop its own vaccines, it would significantly reduce the costs later on, and this would also have a positive impact on the country's economy in the long run.
No compromisation. Asserts Sarawak Disaster Management Committee as the MC on issue pertaining to employment of illegal workers. Deputy Chief Minister Tan Sri James Jamut Masing said stern action will be taken against employers who employ illegal foreign workers during the pandemic period.
As of now, the 4 positive cases have been traced and their employers have been identified for illegal action. He added that the committee will not hesitate to take stern action against who violate the law, which does not only apply to plantation owners but also to all other sectors. The acting SDMC chairman stressed that the committee is adamant and serious in controlling the spread of the COVID-19 virus.
Right, welcome back. The body of a man was found afloat within the vicinity of Sungai Bintango jetty in Kampong Muhibah early Wednesday morning. Was the victim of the recent boat capsized incident at Muara Payang. Bintango Fire and Rescue Department Chief Nicholas Belulin said the body was discovered by a villager by the riverbanks, which prompted a police report to be lodged.
The deceased, an Indonesian identified as Herian Shah, was confirmed by a friend in hospital Serike. A team of firefighters led by its commanding officer, Muhammad Mahmud, were deployed to the scene after receiving the distress call at 1:56 a.m. Upon arrival, they found the body nearby the Bintango ferry jetty. The body, clad in red shirt and blue pants, was fished out by firefighters before handed over to the police for further action. The 25-year-old victim was on board a boat together with 2 local men when the boat were hit by a big wave at the Sungai Rajang while they were heading to Muara Payang from Serike town. Following the discovery, the search and rescue operation activated last Monday has been terminated.
A total of 2,742 Malaysians are currently imprisoned abroad for crimes including drugs, fraud, credit card forgery, as well as customs and immigration offences. The Dewan Rakyat was told today.
Deputy Foreign Minister Kamaruddin Jaafar said the number was based on the latest information received from the diplomatic missions abroad. He said the Malaysian missions abroad had a role in providing consular assistance to any Malaysian detained in a foreign country in line with the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations 1963.
Bantuan konsuler yang termaktub di bawah akta ini termasuk memaklumkan penahanan mereka kepada pihak keluarga atau waris serta memastikan kebajikan, keselamatan dan kesihatan tahanan senantiasa terpelihara.
He said this in response to Syrian MP Dato Sri Richard Riyad Jaim, who wanted to know the latest number of Malaysian citizens imprisoned abroad and the ministry's efforts or measures to assist them. Kamaruddin stressed that the government is always ready to give assistance and is always concerned about the welfare of every Malaysian abroad. He said the Malaysian diplomatic missions abroad must also respect the local legal process and should not interfere in the legal affairs of the country.
Seseorang individu yang ditahan di negara asing perlu bersedia untuk melalui proses perundangan di negara tersebut.
Moreover, he advises every Malaysian who are planning to travel abroad to be vigilant and understand the rules and the regulations of the country to prevent them from getting detained.
A total of 70 compounds amounting to 3.45 million ringgit have been issued to telecommunication companies this year for registering prepaid SIM cards without verifying user information.
The Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission (MCMC) in a statement on Wednesday said the latest was last December 4th involving 15 compounds worth 750,000 ringgit, which were issued to 5 telecommunication companies. It said the compound was issued for an offence under Section 127 of the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998, which provides for a fine not exceeding 100,000 ringgit or imprisonment for 2 years or both upon conviction. Citing a news report from Bernama, the compounds issued on December 4th were to Digi Telecommunications Sdn Bhd, totaling 5 and worth 250,000 ringgit, followed by Maxis Broadband Sdn Bhd with 4 compounds, 200,000 ringgit. This is then followed by U Mobile Sdn Bhd with 3 compounds worth 150,000 ringgit, Tune Talk Sdn Bhd 2 compounds worth 100,000 ringgit, and YTL Communications Sdn Bhd 1 compound for 50,000 ringgit.
Right, let's conclude the TVS News at 5. Remember, the war on COVID-19 has not ended yet. Always practice physical distancing and adhere to SOP. Wear your mask everywhere you go. Ruben Gomez, anytime, anywhere. Thank you.